back. Roblox is one of the biggest online gaming platforms for kids and teens, with millions of young users every month. But recent lawsuits and investigations have raised concerns about child safety on the site, including risks from predators and inappropriate content. Today, we're joined by Rania Mankarious with Crime Stoppers of Houston to talk about what parents really need to know to keep their kids safe. Rania, first of all, thanks for being with us.
Of course, thank you for having us.
Okay, so let's start by telling parents and the public what exactly is Roblox and why so many kids just love it.
Kids love it. I mean, they say anywhere from 110 million monthly users. I've seen numbers up to 380 million monthly users. Kids love it because it's a gaming platform and they can be very creative. They can engage with their friends, but it has a social element to it in the fact that they can interface not just with their friends, but anybody else in the game. And so it's fun. Within the game, there are other sublets of interactive games that they can really do anything that they find fun and creative. So it's a wonderful, expansive world for them where they can be creative and have fun with others.
But what makes it so risky for children? Because are there levels? Are there different rooms? What is the big?
Well, there are different age ratings within the games within Roblox, but overall, what makes it risky is the fact that any platform that allows your child to interact with any stranger poses potential risks. So we're seeing exploitation, we're seeing kids exposed to inappropriate content, whether that be actual chats and chat messages or the graphic images avatar. So you think of Roblox, you think of the other avatar, what they're doing to each other within the game. Right. There's the time that they spend online. There's the desire for Robux, that money commodity internally within the game. There's this thing, and not a lot of people talk about it, but the phenomenon that kids are not able to distinguish reality versus fantasy. What's going on in their Roblox world becomes incredibly important to them. Yeah. They can't step away from it. But overall, the lawsuits and what's really raising attention is the fact that predators, increasing numbers of predators are on this game looking for children to exploit, and that is a problem.
Okay, what do parents need to know to look out for if they think or they suspect that their child might be in danger?
Well, first of all, always talk to your child about this. If you feel like your child's too young to have the conversation, they shouldn't be using the game at all. So talk about red flags, people that come and talk to you, strangers in the game, that start asking you for personal information, a photo of any kind, and that photo must be sent on a separate platform, mind you. So if they're telling your child, go to Discord and send me a photo, that is a red flag. A predator or a person that's offering to give you Robux, money within the game, to help you along. Those are all red flags. Any type of inappropriate conversation at all is a red flag. We want kids to also know that those conversations are important, but if a child has unknowingly started to talk or engage or maybe gone on a separate platform and sent a photo, we don't want them to ever feel like that their back's against the wall. They should always feel comfortable to tell a parent. They can call Crime Stoppers, will help them. We want them to know that there's help. We never want them to be them against a predator.
Yes, and we also want to talk to our kids. Every age you can talk to them in some way, shape or form to let them know, hey, you might see this, and if you do see this, come tell me.
Yes, and actually, you most likely will see it. This is a game where you will probably see inappropriate conversations, inappropriate activity, inappropriate images. Kids have to know that that's what's going to happen when they're in these platforms. But if they know it, and they're ready to stand in defense of themselves, turn off the chats and disengage with others, then there is a healthy way of using the platform. The point is we can't be afraid to talk about it, and we can't be afraid to make sure that our kids know that they can come and talk to us if they see anything. Now, beyond all of that, beyond the physical dangers, time, the ability for kids to distance themselves and put the gadget down and say, I've spent enough time on it, is another conversation, but it's just as important.
Right. Okay, so parents that are watching right now, don't be afraid to have that conversation, to keep the conversation going, because some parents might say, you know what, I just don't even want to deal with it. Let's just take it away, but kids find a way.
They will always find a way. They will always find a way. And that is like the biggest thing we tell parents is when your solution is, I'm going to cut you off completely, know that all that does is activates the child to find a way around that. So And again, every house is different. You may have a child that's developing an addiction or has been exploited, and you do have to cut the app off. You must, and you might even need to go see your family physician for help and guidance to do that. But otherwise, let's try to find a living, breathing mechanism in which they can have access to age-appropriate games, in a healthy way, and that requires this conversation. I recommend that parents tell children, look, we're going to turn off the chat feature. For now, we're going to let you play just with known individuals. We're going to ask you to be mindful of the surroundings and of things that you see, and tell us when you see something that's concerning, and together we're going to monitor it in a very healthy way so we can ensure that you're on the platform safely.
All right, Rania Mankarious with Crime Stoppers, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Such great information. Always love having you.
Thank you for having us.